this show, I decided that there was going to be 2 locations, 3 locations max, but generally just 2 locations, centered at the house, and then just have one other location they go to. And then the next thing that I did was come up with this shooting style that would be doable, given that I knew we would have so little money, and that was to shoot it in a handheld reality TV style. And it just coincided nicely with the advent of reality TV just becoming so big. So it really had an organic sort of seed to it, if you will, and it played into my whole desire to make this family really real. So that led to the obvious next thing, which was performance. In order to sell this sort of sense of it being real, the performances had to be really nuanced. And I think the writing has a lot of nuance in it, that it's subtle. So the more important thing was to get the performances real, to make it work in the room. Forget cameras, forget lights, forget everything. Just, I want to be able to walk into this room and I want to see this stuff going on with these characters and go, okay, I believe that this is really happening in this house. And then, after all of that is done and blocked out, then we bring the cameras in and we say, okay, capture this. So we have no marks. You go where you want to go in the house. The camera will get you. You don't have to turn your head a little bit and shoot it to camera so I can see it. I'll shoot the back of the head because that's the way it works, and the camera will strain. And so there's a lot of people being shot from the back of their heads, and that's just part of the whole style of it feeling real. My biggest challenge coming into this was to try and get everyone into this mindset that sloppy is good, and that we're actually working quite hard to make this look bad. And that takes a lot of work. The camera people particularly had to really rethink how they were approaching shots and things, because I was sitting there on the microphone, because I'm wired into the camera guys. I'm like, sloppier, you know what I mean? Lose focus, crash in, because we're trying to get all of that sense of it, just as if it was only happening once.
It's every woman I see. At work today, Sarah, it was awful. I couldn't stop thinking about having sex with them. What? It's different with you. I mean, I want you more than them. As soon as I see you, it's overwhelming.
We're involved in a show that is so quirky that we're doing things that we'd normally get fired for. It's taken a bit of adjustment, but it's definitely a learning experience, and we've come to terms with how we're shooting things now, and it's quite a lot of fun, actually.
They took me, Roger. Those bastards.
What?
God, they didn't even have the decency to return me with my clothes on. You must be male. You pigs!
Another thing that we're doing a little differently. We're doing a website that is kind of, I don't know how it's described as being fully integrated with the show. So things that are going on the website sort of reflect on the show, and things that are going on the show reflect on the website. So they sort of are really married, more than I think a lot of television websites are. So there's other stories going on, and the stories that you see in the show continue on the website.
So what we've done with our web of sites is created 6 separate sites that speak to the world of Alienated. Actually, 5 of them speak to the world of Alienated, and one lets the cat out of the bag and lets you know that this is all a part of the fiction. So the main site is alienated.tv, and through that site you can find the other 5 sites and find out what's going on in your broadcast schedule, and it's pretty straight up as far as websites go. But the other 5 is where it gets really exciting. We have a site called joinaea.com, which is the main site for Alien Encounter Advocacy, which is a group that's going to help you deal with your abduction experience. We also have a site called the Weekly Inquisitor. Weekly Inquisitor is a faux tabloid magazine. So those are the 2 core sites that involve the audience, where there's viral bits and there's things you can register for. Then there's another 3 sites. One is UFO Alert, which is just going to keep you up to date on what's happening with the family on the television show Alienated, as well as other alien files, the alienation files and abduction files that are going on. There is paranormalcanada.com. Paranormalcanada.com is actually just a research site on paranormal activity in Canada. The bulk of it is actual real stories that we've gone out and researched, but in there you'll also find the stories from the TV show Alienated. And then the last, but certainly not the least site, is a weblog called I Am Alienated, which is meant to be a weblog that is written by the daughter in the show Alienated, and she's writing a weblog sharing her innermost thoughts about her family, her friends, and her life, and ultimately her abduction.
Snap is great. So I've never done a partnership with the multimedia internet tie right off the top, and so that's really exciting, that they actually are going to come in and develop an entire subculture and sort of background to the series that only accentuates what we're doing. It's a little unique, and it becomes sort of a culty audience piece that you can't find anywhere else.
Okay, ready? And action. I still don't know how audiences are going to respond, because I haven't seen anything quite like it. We're doing a lot of things wrong. We're doing a half-hour sci-fi show, which is sort of not done very much. I don't know very many half-hour sci-fi shows, and I don't know very many sci-fi comedy shows. And then on top of that, to make it a scripted reality sci-fi show, and then on top of that, it's very sexual. You know, the angst that is talked about in the show a lot is the sexual angst, because that's how the aliens are experimenting with them. There's so many things that are wrong or different, however you want to look at it, that it actually might make a right and be what people latch onto, and that's what I'm hoping.
These aliens, they just won't leave us alone.
He's right.
They haven't taken me yet, but it's true about the abductions.
He's totally been taken.
I have not.
He turned into like a chick magnet overnight. I am the only one who has not been abducted.
Officer, can't you help us?
Yes, but I don't think you're going to see it as help.
Well, we can't all be crazy.
Oh, that's not for me to decide. I am going to write up the report and pass it along to the appropriate authorities. After that, it's out of my hands. I'm sorry we can't be more help. Have a good day.
Okay.
Okay.
Welcome to Space Network.
Welcome to Alienated.
This is the black hole.
I beg your pardon.
It's my life.
Oh my God, I didn't mean that.
So they're taping out all this stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't worry, we'll take care of that.
Will you?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, by recasting?
It's a friendly station.
Yeah.